Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and here on this channel I ramble with articulation, I hope, about a variety of different musical, audio and video elements of the videos that I watch. And today we're back with Voctave. Feels like a hot second since I've checked them out, actually. And I'm coming into one of their Christmas songs, but we're going in the way back time machine, 9 years, to listen to the Carol of the Bells of Notre Dame. And this is actually a video I was recommended to watch, and I realize I did not pull up my list of people who had recommended it to me, so I'm going to do that right now. But this one was recommended to me by Andrew Jackson originally, and this is one I was recommended individually very, very early on in my reaction career, so a lot of other people have recommended it to me since, but at the point where I was making these notes, I was sort of catching things quite quickly, and Andrew was the one who recommended it first. So thank you, Andrew, for the recommendation, and to the many others who have recommended it since. This should be an amazing mashup, because we have two fantastic pieces of music here. Carol of the Bells, of course, based on the Ukrainian song Shchedryk. I apologize if I have pronounced that poorly. I talk more about that in my analysis of Jeff Castellucci's Carol of the Bells, I think, which I did last year. Check up here for a link to check back on that. I remember looking it up, and so I think I spoke about that more then. I won't go into it in crazy detail now, but originally a Ukrainian song, and then had lyrics to it and brought over as a carol over here. And then also, of course, The Bells of Notre Dame, written by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I just feel like those two things coming together can only be a good thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Voctave does with it. And I'm expecting, of course, an incredible arrangement, because Jamey never fails. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I don't have a lot to say about this one, to be honest, because I don't know what to expect with the mashup other than amazing music. So I'm not actually going to say a lot more other than to say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, the way this works, I'm going to watch this video through from beginning to end, commenting and emoting over the top. I will then go back and watch it a second time, this time pausing and interrupting and offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can based on what I've just seen and heard and the foreknowledge of the one prior viewing. Please go down to the description below and check out the link to Voctave's channel and to the original of this song. And if you haven't heard it yet, please check it out before watching my work. This is not the original. Voctave are the artists. I am merely analysing what they have done. So go support the artists. That said, please do hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell for my channel and my analyses. And if you would care to support the channel, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, at patreon.com/DavidKReacts, or by leaving a super thanks here on YouTube. More on that at the end of the video. Also, if you're just here for the reaction, by the way, the first quarter or so of this video should be good for you. And I think that's about everything. So without any further delay, I'm just going to bring up this video and check out what... Oh, I put myself too far over. Check out what Voctave has done with the Carol of the Bells of Notre Dame. Grand start. Of course, the intro to the Bells of Notre Dame. Nice. Ooh. Interesting. I like how bare that became for a moment. Lots going on. This is awesome. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Ooh, hello. Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame. Love it. The children all play to the bells of Notre Dame. Oh. To the big bells as loud as the thunder. To the little bells song as in song. I love how they're harmonizing this. Hi, Kate. Oh, that's fascinating. The unisons. Songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. All this intermingling is so good. Oh! I was going to say that's Kate and EJ, isn't it? Wow! That's so much fun!
Hello everybody, we are Voctave. Thank you so much for watching our video. We are very excited to show you guys. If you guys liked what you heard and what you saw, please remember to comment and like and subscribe and
do all those
things. We want to
things.
hear from each and every one of you. But most importantly, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays, guys! Wow, that's good. That is a complicated little arrangement. There's a lot happening at any given moment in that one, and that's amazing. Here, I'm going to just go see if there's any other information down below. No, don't start playing yet, please. Thank you. New album out now. Is that up to date? They have updated stuff, actually, because their tour dates listed here are March and April 2025, so it just hasn't been updated this time. Arranged by Jamey, of course, director Joshua McWilliams, and director of photography Brian Soderlind, and filmed at the Rollins College Knowles Memorial Chapel. That's a gorgeous space, actually. They love what they did with the lighting in that, too. That's a great video. There's lots to talk about in this one, too, so this is going to be fun. But yeah, wonderful stuff. And they made those two go together so very well. I really, really liked what they did there. I knew it was going to be good. And Jamey did not let me down, and neither did they. So let's jump back to the beginning, check this out again, and let's talk, because there's a lot here. I mean, straight out the gate. Obviously, there's some folks here, given that this is a 9-year-old video, there's a few folks here I don't know, and there are a few missing who, you know, I would know now. So I'm not going to know everybody's name. Please feel free to fill in any gaps. For example, who is the wonderful bass who has got that super deep note going on down there? This is a gentleman I have not met before, I don't think. And that was a wonderful way to start with that really, really kind of like punchy bass note. I like that because, especially, you know, we're used to hearing arrangements of the Carol of the Bells start with a da 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 da, and I realize, you know, that's not quite the way they're doing things here. But even so, when you know the music that you're expecting, you know, how's it going to start? What are we going to get? What are they going to lean into one of the tropes of how these things usually start, or are they going to do their own thing? And I really love this idea of hitting straight out, because even in the name, Carol of the Bells of Notre Dame, Carol of the Bells comes first. And so to a certain degree, you almost expect to hear something familiar from that out the gate and then go somewhere else. And I like the fact that they are not doing that. I also love this layout. You know, it's the typical Voctave, 6 guys, 5 women. Nothing unusual there, but I love this, just having everybody in a line, or two lines, but this staggered line just across the width of the church. It's a really nice way to see the chorus very, very quickly. And it sets up who we're going to be seeing and hearing from, and I think that's really nice. We get everybody in the first shot, which sometimes, you know, it's a gradual reveal with Voctave. This time they decided to go this way, and I like it. Wonderful range here. This, I mean, the Bells of Notre Dame sort of introduction is so big and brash. It's a wonderful sound, but I love the way that they voiced it here, because we have that up the octave, but there's da down there in the bass, so da 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 da. There's a 3-octave range there with once EJ goes into that final note. that's a lot of breadth to show off straight away, and I kind of love it. Sometimes I like building up to these things. Here, where this arrangement is going to be big in parts and a little smaller in other... Well, not that much smaller. But Carol of the Bells is a slightly more reserved piece of music than the Bells of Notre Dame. And so I love that we start with this huge sound, and then we're going to compress it right down in a minute or so to something... Not even a minute, what am I talking about? Like a moment. Into something a lot smaller. And so it's weirdly where I talk a lot about the license to get bigger. Here they've given themselves license to get smaller, just by the way that they've introduced this, and I think that's fantastic. And now we add the ladies in, and all of a sudden we've added this whole extra dimension. It's a very fast build here. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And I love we get this hit straight out of the gate of EJ and Kate just up in the rafters. Wonderful. And that holds on, and because it's so high and powerful from both of them, it really carries on the weight of that introduction, even as we go into a much more compressed, both in terms of volume and in terms of range of vocal range, in terms of the notes that they're actually singing. And so we get that nice crossover as that one note just sails over the top. Wonderful stuff. Also, I love this choice to have... I don't know if that's daylight or if that is an incredibly powerful... I'm assuming it's not daylight, given that, as far as I can see, the other windows are all dark. So they've put an exceptionally powerful spotlight at the back of the church, so that you have that shining behind them. They're obviously they're very warmly lit from the front, which is really, really nice. So everybody is very clearly in view, but you have this very powerful kind of halo light around them all that's coming from the back of the entire room. And the fact that they can use it as well as we're panning across to have this kind of bright focal point. And it's interesting because it does draw the eye, even though there's really nothing there. It's just kind of highlighting the space that they're in. Like, we don't see... If your eye heads to that light, all you see is the doorway. It's not like there's a 12th person back there that we're supposed to pay attention to. No one's coming in from that door later on in the video, which, you know, that would be a great moment of sort of drawing attention to something that's going to happen. You know, Chekhov's doorway, I guess. You draw attention to it early on and something happens from it later. It's not what's happening here at all. It's just a really interesting use of light in two different ways. Backlighting the chorus and pinpoint lighting the doorway at the back, just to kind of show the scale of the space that they're in. I love how much they do with key changes in this. But let's just listen to this changeover for a minute. We've got this kind of range of sound going on the whole way through here, depending on you know, each person singing very fractionally differently, and it's creating this very full sound. So you have these two notes wailing over the top of this, and then we get into this ding dong ding dong ding in the lower, and then ding 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 dong, whatever the exact words. Ding ding a dong, I think, and that, but we have that through that whole section, and those lower notes, the ding dong, are almost so far in the background because of how powerful EJ and Kate are. They're adding a little bit of harmonic interest to it, but it gets emphasized by the fact that we're now doing something different with the bass end of the harmony in this next sort of 4 bars. The Carol of the Bells ostinato, of course, doesn't change insofar as it's the same for a lot of that time. It changes with them, of course, because they're going to change the key, so it changes to a different pitch. But that idea of 3 2 3 1 3 2 3 1 3 2 3 1 just carries on through the whole thing. And that's one of the things that's so extraordinary about this piece of music, I think, is it gives you this very consistent melody line that doesn't change an awful lot, and you can get so much out of it. Sorry. So you get that ding dong suddenly comes through where the bass line was previously very faint. Now all of a sudden it's taking over a little bit because it's leading us into this key change. The ding, ding, ding-a-ding, that ding up there together with the bass note. Those two notes together are this shock. Oh, now we're in a different key, or rather we're modulating to a different key in that moment. And I love the fact that we have that lead at both ends of the spectrum, again, in the harmonic foundation and in the melody line. Lovely stuff. Ding, ding. That quick bass note down there that sets us up for a ding, ding, ding. But it doesn't resolve. We get left very, very rapidly by everything. And this is this de-escalation that we're having. I talk about evolution throughout music a lot on this channel, looking at songs as they evolve. They get more complicated, they get broader in sound, they get louder. This is doing exactly the opposite, and I've already said that, but just I want to highlight it again. We have gone from the huge bass note and that broad, loud, texturally complicated harmony that we had at the beginning, and I don't necessarily mean like lots of harmonic notes, but in terms of how it was voiced throughout the different registers that we have singing. And now we have Tiffany, and that's it. We're broken all the way down to a single voice. That's an extraordinary. And where are we in the song? We're 27 seconds in. It's taken us half a minute to go from this big sound. We've gone through a couple of shifts. We've gone up again a little bit, come back down again, and now we're down to a single voice. It's wonderful.
Silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, drink and the bold, ding, bunny, dum, dum, is a song, gift of a ring, dong, caroling.
And those 12 bars right there are such a magical example of why Shchedryk and Carol of the Bells, such an incredible piece of music. Because what's Tiffany doing there? Dum da da dum 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 dum da da dum. That's 12. That's exactly what she's just done. But it's so much more interesting because of the simplicity of this ding dong, and then the harmony added in the next time. It's amazing what a simple and yet potent piece of music this actually is. I love it.
Sweet silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, drink and the bold, ding, bunny, dum, dum, is a song, gift of a ring, dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air.
This is so wonderful because we add in these two harmony lines and then all of a sudden it's fleshed out, but it's not just harmony that's fleshed out. The melody gets bolstered by all these additional people singing it as well. This is a absolutely genius piece of arrangement by Jamey. He's done such a good job on this one. You can feel it building. Like it's like somebody, you've all seen, I'm sure, these images of a mixing desk with all the sliders on it. It's literally like somebody's just very, very, very slowly raising that master slider. And the whole thing is getting bigger. And what's so fascinating is we're only 12 seconds further on from where I stopped a minute ago and said, look, we're down to one voice. And it's building and building and building. And we know how big they can get because we've heard it at the beginning of this song. And so there's now this tension building as we climb back up again, wondering, are we going big? Are we going to come back down again? They've opened the door to so much variety. This is absolutely fantastic.
This is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, drink and the bold, ding, bunny, dum, dum, is a song, gift of a ring, dong, caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air.
And it's interesting, you could hear very faintly in the background there. They're carrying on some of... Look, this is... So you've also got these different sounds, because you've got this very complicated melody line that's being... the lyrics being sung there, everything sounds different. Then you've got this ding, dong, quite pure vowel sound. And then just ding, 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 dong, ding. It's very vowel focused on that one. The D is quite sharp and abrupt, giving us a very sudden attack that leads very quickly into the vowel. And can you hear in that dung, dung? I can't sing that. My falsetto is done right now. But that dung, dung. So it's bum, dung, bum, dung, bum, dung. On the you get the downbeat, and then the dung comes in afterwards, just very faintly in the background. Sorry, it's not on the 2, it's on the 3, so it's 1. Dong, 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 dong. Yeah, sorry, my bad there. That's really nice. It's such a small sound. It is probably just one person doing that. And it's just very, very faintly there in the background. And this is what I think is so great about this arrangement, is there's lots of texture. And you don't necessarily hear everything that is happening all at once. And that's fine. You know, this is one of the great things about creating, when you have 11 voices. They can do so much with this because they can afford to have 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. And you have a very powerful SATB section right there. And then you've still got 3 voices to spare. So let's throw 1 on the melody. That's given us a really, really nice emphasis there. We have 1 doing this tiny little dong up in the top that's just in the background as a little extra bit of texture, and it's adding so much to what's there. It's like a triangle in an orchestra. It's like one little note that's just, it's off the beat and it's out of context of whatever, well, no, sorry, not out of context, but it's not in the same rhythm as what everyone else is doing. It's essentially as close to syncopation. It's off beat. But it stands out just that tiny little bit because it's so faint and it's such a small little thing, and it adds so much to what they're doing with this arrangement. It's fantastic. And again, songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. The basses are just sitting on this one note. And again, there's so much that can be done with this, and there are so many vocal lines. You can literally just have a bass sit on a pedal note throughout that entire section. And there's so much harmonic movement over the top of it as things are shifting around here that is just it's presenting a foundation that is not dull at all. Even though just to hear it on its own sounds like nothing. But it's so much in the context of this piece of music. It's fantastic. And here, like close-ups like this show off that lighting that I was talking about so well. Look at this lovely halo light that's going on. And yeah, sure, we've got this kind of burst of the edge of it right here. But this wonderful outline that's just, it's helping, it's a wonderful thing because it helps them stand out in this setting in one little extra way. And sure, you know, the background's out of focus. They're going to stand out anyway. But why not illuminate them in a way that gives us that little extra? Wonderful stuff. Ah, this harmony. There's so much happening. It's such a lovely line the tenors have got there. There's so many lines here. So you've got the tenors still singing the it hasn't stopped, keeps going. The tenors are singing that underneath all of this, and it's quite faint. You just hear these extra words in there, and that's them doing that. And you have the which of course is the familiar motion that's happening there, and then this lovely bass line. Ding ding dong ding, ding ding dong ding. Really, really lovely to add that onto the underneath side there and just give a little bit of a weight to it in that moment. That's beautiful. Oh, also, this is something that I think is so good. I just caught it there. This is what's so good about having videos to accompany this. So here, Jamey's the key example I'm seeing here. You can see him singing the verse, or at least I assume it's the words of the verse. You can see him singing this da 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 da, and so the ear tunes to that very slightly, and I love it because we get it halfway through that section, so it's just like oh yeah, and don't forget that's still there. It's so great. You get to focus on the new stuff and then get a little reminder that hey, don't forget that ostinato that's still carrying on through the piece. And I love that ding, 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 dong. And just hit that note all together. Oh, I love how they're changing the vowel of what they're singing too. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding ding dong. That extra ding in there. Just, it's a lovely little lead through. It's just saying this is going to be different. We're going to hit dong on the beat. That's not what we've done thus far. It's been ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding ding dong. The ding is just like it's a one beat hint that something's about to change. It's a small thing. I mean, ding dong dong would sound a little bit weird anyway, but I still love it structurally for what it does to tell you that something is about to be different. And I love that we have 4 full bars of just dong, and then that lovely crescendo coming out of it. And is it on a hum or is it on an I can't quite tell. It looked like Tiffany had her mouth shut. She was the one I was kind of following her because she's got there's a little bit of a pulse bump going on there as she's just doing the little dip. I love that. Da da. Oh. That's such a lovely descent, and I love the descent through the voices as well. It's a bit of a jump there, and it's nice because it flows together so well. You kind of don't notice how much difference there is. Sweet, sweet silver bells, hark. Like the hark is way down below where the ladies have just sung, but because it flows together so well, you just don't see it. It's just a descending line. Oh, that chord that they sync up with there. That's beautiful. That sudden brightness of the ladies joining in and just hit that chord and then move away again. Lovely. Oh, this is so good. I want to again. A lovely little evolution's happening. 2 of those. 4 that time. And I love that we use that Merry Christmas shift into a complete minor key and then let the note decay, pause for a brief second, and then in with this boom, boom. Lovely stuff. Merry, Merry Christmas! Boom, 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 boom. Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame. I love that so much. They're deliberately alluding, I assume, to God rest ye merry gentlemen at that point. But this resolution here. Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame. And I love how over the top they make that. That's great. But again, it's very brash. It's very in your face, out of nowhere. And then immediately withdrawn again. There are so many shifts of the power balance in where the focus is in this arrangement. It's great. Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells. There's a beautiful line in the bass there. That semitone difference. Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. It's so lovely what that does for the harmony above it.
Morning of Christmas, the city awakes to the bells of Notre Dame.
It's so lovely because you get this very beautiful morning awaits, very, very lovely line, awakes even, from the ladies at that point, and then this punch in from the men that almost undercuts how beautiful what the ladies have just sung is, and then we're immediately back in. It's this constant give and take.
Bells of Notre Dame. The presents get open, the children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
And it's also lovely having this da 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 da. It's a very flowing line, and underneath this bum 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 bum, very staccato, like short, quiet notes. It's a lovely contrast to what we're getting over the top.
The presents get open, the children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
And I love that bells of Notre Dame. We're settling on that dum dum. There's our tonic, so we're just sitting quite comfortably on the third there.
The children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
And I love that you get that very, very definite boom down the bottom. Ba ba da da. Lovely chromatic descent there. This is gorgeous. The way it's voiced, that boom da da da. This lovely kind of higher register male voice after this very foundational boom tonic note down there. That's great stuff.
Children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
There's a lovely. It's a second, I think.
Open the
Bells of
children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
no.
Presents get
Notre,
open,
no.
the children all play to the bells of Notre Dame.
No. I can't quite tell what the gap is there. One more time, sorry. I want to get this one right.
All play to the bells of Notre
No. Is it a second? I think it might be a second. It's something clashy. Anyway, it's just a lovely sound there. That immediate resolution.
Dame. To the big bells as loud as the thunder. To the little bells song as in song.
And listen to that as well. The give and take.
Bells of Notre Dame. To the big bells as loud as the thunder.
I love that we get the big bells as loud as the thunder in unison with this wonderful wah, whatever the notes are. That's nothing to do with the notes. But this sailing chorus from the ladies over the top of it. And then we switch.
To the little bells song as in song.
Ding da da dong ding. Ding dong, very, very light from the gents and back into that lovely flowy sound. This again, the amount they are handing off to each other and letting the both the quality of their voices, but also the volume and the registers that are singing melody versus harmony at any given moment, is put so much character into this. So much.
To the little bells song as in song. And some say the soul of the day is the toll of the bells.
I love that. But this is so good. This line here.
Song as in song.
We've had this constant shift of something, dings, bums, ahs going on at the same time as the lyrics, and now everyone comes together.
And some say the soul of the day is the toll.
The soul of the day is the toll of the bells. The soul of the day is everything together, so they all sing together. So simple, so perfect.
As in song. And some say the soul of the day is the toll of the bells.
I just love... Two things I love about this. One, this consistent octave jump going up into the absolute, the heights of Kate's range, which is fantastic. But this shot where you see this gradual movement up the line as it goes up and up and up, that's so clever. It's so simple. There's nothing complicated to it, but it's a lovely visual demonstration of what's happening. But it's not four people in a line. It's four people in a slant. And it's not even fully in focus the whole way throughout, right? Fully in focus. We're going to rack the slides so that we're focusing in on Jamey. Sarah and Kate never get full focus. It's this lovely thing where the sense that the movement is so fluid that we've moved on before we even get down that line on a focal point. It's nice. It keeps a pace going as we go throughout the song. It's lovely stuff. And I love that we get this kind of like high, wonderfully sort of, it's almost like there's a mouse-like quality almost. It's like we've gone from like the big church bell to just like a little handbell. It's a lovely thing. And then immediately that height from Kate is gone. We come back into the chorus much more cohesive in terms of register. We've got, okay, here's the scope of what this group can do, but now we're going into that tight cluster of harmony again. And this is great because it's almost like the echo of the bells, isn't it? The bells, bells. It's like the first one is the actual strike of the clapper hitting the bell. And then you get the echo as it comes back to you from that second. It's this canon usage where it's just half off is very, very effective. Songs of good cheer. I love what they're doing with this whole reconstruction here of how this is actually put together. I love this idea that we break away, we just have Tiffany and Kate for just a second doing their own thing for a minute. You get that unison dum that's so satisfying at the end of that canon. It rounds it out perfectly. And they could have done dum, dum, and carried on with that offsetness. But it works really nicely, just splitting away to the next section. And this is what I'm saying. It keeps moving. This never stops. And I like that. You get the gaily they ring while people sing, gaily they ring while people sing. You've set up this idea that it's going to be call and response of the same thing. And then you get songs of good cheer in time, but we're not going to go on to the rest of it. So it's okay, now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, except we're not, because the guys now completely change up the rhythm. Songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. And it's great because we use that to get back into another key change. It's so good. Songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. And there we have Kate way up at the top. Still going on that. Sure, it's dropped out a little bit, but there's that sense that it's just there throughout the whole arrangement because it's always coming back in again. Lovely stuff. Of good cheer, Christmas is here. And this, it's so light. This becomes a handbell chorus. Almost, right? We've had the big church bell sound. Now we're going small for a moment and just focusing on this really high soprano line. So lovely. And everyone else, ding, dong, ding, not ding, dong. It's brought back down again to match that level. Tiffany tapping on EJ's shoulder. That's great. You get this. This is what I love. You get the sense that while they're doing this really serious thing and producing this outrageously amazing sound, they just have such a blast doing all of this. And why do I feel like Tiffany's the trickster of the group? She always has that massive grin on her face. I don't know. I just get that seeing that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I'm not entirely sure I quite get why we have somebody on a phone. It doesn't... That's the one bit of this whole video that I'm just a little bit puzzled by. Because I don't think it gets referenced again unless I missed something the first time around. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's entertaining. I'm guessing they were told to sort of be a little bit silly during this particular shot. I'm just a bit puzzled by that one. It's the Chekhov's phone that doesn't get paid off. Anyway, jumping back a section. Oh no, I want to go... Sorry. Listen to this. I love how this changes. We've got this ding, 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 dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, what? Yeah, whatever. Whatever the combination is of dongs and dings that they're singing at that point in time. Very, very this same staccato pa sound. And now it's this ding, dong, ding. The basses, it's much more legato from them at this point in time. Yes, we're getting that attack of the d every time we start a new ding or dong, but there's a much more through line sense at this point. And then you get the dong from everybody, and it just holds through. And it's changing the texture the whole way underneath that passage of precisely what we're hearing. And it's giving us this sense that we're converging in on something. Because we're going from ding, dong, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong. That from that kind of very staccato thing, we go to the dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding. That, you can't do that with one voice, obviously. But that sense of the one line going through, and then suddenly dong, and everyone's holding on the one chord. It's lovely. And I love this. You have bells, 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 while ding, dingy, dong, ding, ding is bouncing around between. You've got Tiffany, you've got Jamie. It's lovely how they're playing with the different sounds of the bells. It's really, really smart. And it's the interaction of the two pieces of music in such a natural way. Sing the bells, 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 bells. I mean, it's just magic, isn't it? That sound. Wow, it's so full. This is 11 voices being used to absolute capacity. It's brilliant. And it's so natural. Bells, 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 bells of no. And it's a natural progression of that bells, bells, bells that's going on, except suddenly everybody is singing bells simultaneously. And it's lovely because you just slide into it from this ding, dingy, dong, bells. And all of a sudden they're on that note with everybody else. And that convergence has now reached its zenith. And we climb up those last few steps to the climax of the song as we hit that final chord, or well, the final chord prior to the little coda at the end, I guess. And that pullback there is so beautifully timed as well. Not too much, not too little. It's lovely. It's a very, very natural withdrawal of tempo. And it feels steady. It's really, this is the mark of a great chorus, right? It doesn't feel like any one of those notes is slowing down more or less than the rest. It's just this gradual pullback. Absolutely marvelous. And this is, again, they do this lovely evolution throughout this thing. We get EJ and Kate absolutely singing from the ceiling. We get bass, and we get EJ and Kate. And there's all this space in the middle that now gets filled up by this harmony. It's so magical. It's all there, right now. Gone for that one beat where we hear how epic the sound is that's coming from those two up top. Absolutely blowing us out of the water. You get the bass foundation to give us that, and then everybody else floods in to fill the gap. It's so good. Oh, and you get that final chord. It's so rich. There's lovely dissonance going on there. It's a nice clash. It's a positive clash. It doesn't have that kind of type feeling. It's just that one of those chords that it just sits for a second because it's so clustered. Beautiful stuff. I love that as an ending. That's so good. Listen to the timing of this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 full bars. 1, 2, and that's the second half again. So of the first 4, that's technically 3 and 4. And then... Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, ding, ding, a dong. We don't even make it to 3. Ding, ding, a dong. We're off before that or before 4, I guess. We're off before that final beat. That is so good. Sorry, going back on that one more time. Actually, the bass line there is really interesting. I didn't catch how fascinating that was. Oh, oh, it's going down, right? Oh, and now it goes back up again. So it expands out. It's like it's almost like a bungee. They start up, they dip down a little bit, and then they rise back up for this chord. I guess I say that bass. It's probably the any high bass and the tenors. The fourth coming through there really strongly from the tenors. That's fascinating. It's slightly tricky to hear because they start applauding. Still coming through really strongly. It's like we're still on the fourth right now. And then ding, ding, a dong. Down the bottom there. But I don't know if they resolve. There's no You never hear a clear resolution. I think they stay on the fourth until the ding, ding, a dong. The dong is the resolution. That final bass note is the resolution of the piece. Yeah, I actually don't think they resolve. That is fascinating. Finishing a piece effectively on the fourth, with the only possible resolution not actually resolving that note. So here's the thing, right? And I've talked about this before. The tonic tells us the key that we're in. The fifth, I'm talking here about the triad, or the chord of the keys. So let's say we're in C major for a second. C, E, G, C, right? The C's, your octaves, your tonics, that just says this is the key that we're in. It doesn't even say that. It says this is our home note. Our home note is C. G, the fifth, is a nice piece of harmony. It's arguably the least important note in this chord. E. The E, the third, critically important, because it tells us if we're in major or minor. It gives us harmonic function to the tonic. So we know we're in C. You hear an E, you know we're in C major. You hear an E flat, now that you know we're in C minor, right? F is the fourth. That, in this argument, and I don't have an instrument here to tell me what key they're actually singing in, but if they were in C major, that bass note there, the da, that would be an F, right? You would expect that to resolve to the most important note of the chord. Da! Or if we were in minor, as being the final thing to secure us in our final moment in this song back into our key. And I am very certain, without being 100% certain, but I'm very certain they don't do that, because I don't hear that note change. That would be what we would call, depending on how you look at it, that could be building up to a plagal cadence, which a perfect cadence is the simple bom, we're in this key, bom, bom, 5-1. A plagal cadence is bom, bom, 4-1. And that's what they're building there. They're building the structure of a plagal cadence. And they don't give it to us. It's bom, dom. And that one little C at the end there, and the ding, ding, a dong. The dong is essentially it. That it's like a suspension that never resolves. If you got that in the middle of a piece, you'd have that da dum. That fourth is there would be a suspension, sus4. It would be a suspended note that hovers there for a minute to resolve us. It's a pleasing way to resolve back into our key, and it doesn't happen. I'm pretty certain. If I'm wrong about this, then I've wasted that entire explanation, but I don't think it does. I don't think it does, and that's fascinating, and I love it. And that's the most I've ever talked probably about the last note in a piece of music, but that's extraordinary if that is what they've actually done. And if it's just that they applauded over it and the third was lost a little bit, then that's a shame. But I actually don't think it is, because I think they've mixed this well enough that I don't feel like they would have left us feeling out in the cold by not having that sounded if it was there. Fascinating stuff. Really, really good. That's an amazing arrangement. Well played, Jamey. Well played, Voctave. Thank you, Andrew, and the many others who recommended this to me. It is fantastic. And wonderfully Christmassy, whilst at the same time kind of also not being. You could almost, if it weren't for the fact that they were singing Merry Christmas, you could listen to that at any time of year, almost. That's absolutely fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. I love hearing things that are so well put together. I hope you enjoyed that too. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. I hope something that I said in there was able to bring something to you. Maybe this is the first time you've heard this. Well, hopefully the second, because hopefully you checked out the full thing before watching this video. Or maybe you've heard this many, many times over the last 9 years. And I hope whichever of those is true, I brought you something that made you go, oh, I never heard that. Or, oh, that's really cool. Or, oh, that's where I like that bit. If I've achieved any of those, I'll be very happy, because that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this, is sharing what knowledge I have in the hopes that you enjoy or understand music more. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me here, especially if you're still here at the end of the video. It means so much, the time that you spend with me. Are we going to get a Christmas visit? Maybe? You want to come say hi? Oh, don't complain so much. You say hi to your fans? You want to say hi? Maybe. Maybe not. Nope. Nope. Perfectly vocal until I pick him up. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really genuinely do appreciate it. Please do hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell. And if you would care to support the channel, you can do so. You can head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts and leave a one-off donation of any amount there. You can head over to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can sign up for $2 or $4 Canadian or your regional equivalent. That is basically ongoing support for the channel. It gives you access to my Discord, and in the new year, there is going to be more happening with that a little bit later, or, well, not later, early, but not right at the very beginning of 2026. Or you can leave a super thanks here on YouTube, and any of those would be very gratefully appreciated if you would care to do so. And that's about it. So with that, I think that's all for this week. Please have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time it is that you happen to be watching this video. Let's go for 7:46 a.m. See if somebody's watching around then. But no, do take care of yourselves. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.